So, the scene opens up. Oxy is about to walk through the small landscape of grass. They see a flower, and they know that they are going to do the one thing they were not supposed to do, the one thing that was banned from the government. Which kind of came to me as an idea one night where I lay down. I was like, I want to make Aromantic. And I went through a couple of ideas. I don't remember all of the ideas because I was sleepy as fuck. But one of the ideas was making a wish. And I remembered that when I was younger, I liked to make wishes by blowing out lion. I don't remember the exact name, but you'll probably know what I'm talking about. The lion flower that just like in the summer becomes white and you can blow it and then it washes into the air. And I wanted to do that. And I wanted to give Oxy a reason why they shouldn't actually be doing it. So I came up with the government banned the idea of wishing because they wanted to keep people in check and make sure that people were happy with just what they wanted. Spite Oxy having what they liked, they still kind of chose to make the wish because they wanted to learn the one very important thing in society, which was love. This is kind of remedy to my entire thing of growing up and not knowing exactly what love is and being confused why I didn't feel love the same way that other people felt it. And maybe pushing myself into relationships and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to go too into it. But I wanted to give Oxy a reason. And fun fact, they were supposed to be a dog first, which is really funny. But I figured a cat would be more aligned with my personality, and as for Oxy's personality, that came later on with the second wish. That's where their personality became where I kind of merged out, like kind of worked out their personality and how they are supposed to act. And this was originally supposed to be over the song Over and Over by Olivia Rodriguez. I think I'm saying her name right. But it kind of grew out of those proportions and grew into something that I really, really like. And that is a little bit of a project that I'll probably work on throughout Pride to give a bit of a pitch on a story that I think is interesting. Though I'm not really sure how long I'll go on with the story because I am a new animator. I don't have all of the experience. This is just a pet project of mine for the Aromantic people that may watch this and may find Oxy to be someone that they relate to. The horror aspect of it is something that a lot of people seem to be interested in, and that was something that I actually didn't really intend in the beginning. But as someone who is more comfortable drawing horror and drawing more like uncomfortable scenery, to kind of push forward the idea that ideas of mental illness and how it affects our real life and stuff like that, I kind of wanted to collab those two together because Aromantic isn't the only personality trait Oxy has. So I wanted to give Oxy kind of layers of how they felt and how they were as a person. And the kind of horror came from that, actually. We have another scene where it is more just Oxy looking at all of the people that they've loved in the past. Not loved, kind of loved, in the sense where they felt feelings towards them and thought that was love. Which kind of replicates the entire thing that I've gone through with relationships where I thought I was in love, but I realized I wasn't exactly in love. It's a hard topic to talk about, but I think I'm getting the point across. And the second animation is something that was more AU of Oxy, which is Jack Sauber's Coffee. Where there I just wanted to explore the horror idea fully. Where it felt like they needed love. Where they kind of became obsessed with it because they felt like without that they were feeling broken, which is something that I felt. where I felt like because I didn't love the way that people wanted me to love, that I felt broken. I felt like that didn't really make me a person. And I kind of just explored that aspect with trying to figure out like what is a creepy way to show the feelings I felt, and that's where the entity came from, actually, as a separate being that kind of indulged in all of the bad sides, all of the bad feelings, all of the guilt and the anxiety and everything like that. That is kind of their entire being, and that's where the entity came from, actually, which is kind of a funny thought for me. I had a couple more scenes that were scrapped that I'll probably show here, that I couldn't really do because partially I felt like I was on a time crunch, which is my fault. I wasn't. But also because I didn't really know how to execute it the way I wanted to, so I scrapped the content. And then we move on to the third one, which is probably my favorite, which is Oxy and Daisy. Now this one was fun. I got to storyboard out the entire thing. I had plans. I worked it out over a couple of days, and then I set out onto trying to tell that story. And it took me a couple of tries. I'm gonna be so real, because trying to animate someone to be expressive, which is what I wanted for Daisy, was really fucking hard. So it took me a couple of tries to get it right, and I had to redraw, and I had to get frames in, and I had to continue drawing frames over and over again, which was just so fucking annoying for me because I felt like I was doing nothing. I felt like I wasn't progressing at all, but I was. And it's something I've learned to take much better now than I did before. But I wanted her scene with them to be very important. It was a moment where Oxy knew they had fucked up, they needed to leave before the government figured out what was happening. And Daisy's reaction is partially because Daisy also has their own entity. Everyone in the Wish universe has their own entity, but only Oxy can see it because Oxy actually made a wish, which made them able to see the other things, which is why they have a third eye. And why that design is probably my favorite design, I'm gonna be so real. But then being able to see the white lines that kind of define what when the entity is speaking and when the entity is near or close by. It's not possession or anything like that, it's just like kind of the horror aspect to it, to show that there are real life people with real life emotions that go through these things and they have issues, but those issues don't reflect their sexuality, I guess. It is something I really want to try and toe the line between, so that I don't want people to think that mental illness causes you to be like LGBTQ. That is not the case at all. So many people are beautiful and evolve in their own way, and identity or lack of identity as non-binary people, I believe, at least for me, I describe it, that is not attached to mental illness. So I wanted to give the layer of kind of like, they aren't in a good place. I wanted to show that the Wish community, the city that they live in, is in a good place. But I wanted to kind of tie that in with the LGBTQ, as in a way for them to explore their identity and actually come to terms with their identity outside of that community, which is kind of mirrors my own experience a little bit. And I had a couple of scenes where I wanted them to hug, and I wanted them to have a good time, and like have Daisy actually just kind of sit down and be like, yeah, I understand. I'm happy for you. I'm glad. I'm like, I want Daisy to be a supportive character, and they are a supportive character. Daisy is like their best friend, and they support them all the fucking way through. I think the reason why I made them feel look more sad was because of the way that they just didn't want to lose their friend, you know, because they knew what would happen if you are caught by the government after making a wish. It's not a good thing. So they were kind of sad about that. And Daisy has a moment of, oh shit. No, Oxy has a moment of, oh shit. She hates me. He's mad. You're a freak. Which mirror my own experience with feeling that way towards myself before I learned what aromantics is, because here in Norway we don't really have that word, and it's not really generally spoken about what LGBTQ is, aside from trans and being gay or bi. Those are the general things that we discuss. So all of that kind of leads up to Oxy having to say goodbye to Daisy for now. And that's where that ends off. And I'm gonna say, like, I love this project because it's something that I want to work more on and give more love to. And I'm not perfect and I don't have all the answers, but I do hope that at least what I make can make someone happy and make someone feel like there is representation of them out there. As I didn't really have representation of my lack of gender identity, nor my aromantic or asexual part. So that wasn't really discussed here. So I didn't really know about any of that until I was 18, and I'm still figuring out things. So if I make mistakes, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. But I want to leave with happy Pride, and thank you so much for 1.38k subscribers. It's fucking insane. I can't fucking wrap my head around it, I swear to God. If you want to just watch the animatics, I'll link all of it below in the order that the canonicity is in. And the Jackstabber is a AU, so it's not canon to the Wish universe, but it's still something that I put a lot of effort into, and I would love to see your reactions to it. Let me know what you think down in the description below. Let me know if you have any criticism or if you have anything you want to ask. I'm free to answer, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!